Butler with the move. Green, Curry, three, good!
When the Warriors and Grizzlies collide in the playoffs, it's never just a game, it's a firestorm. These two don't know how to take it easy, and somehow every matchup becomes an instant classic. Meanwhile, down in Orlando, the Magic turned up the heat on the Hawks, locking them in a defensive straitjacket that had Atlanta grasping for answers. But we're kicking this off where the real madness unfolded, San Francisco, where Ja Morant came out swinging. He wasted no time. Bang!
Kick to Morant, a three. He's at 2 in a row from outside. Morant has scored 20 points or more, 17 consecutive games.
Three. Then boom, another one. Back-to-back bombs from beyond the arc. Just like that, Morant extended his streak to 17 straight games with 20 or more, but this wasn't about numbers, it was the flair, the control, the elevation. He was slicing up the defense like he had the keys to the system. Golden State came into this battle with a heavy curse on their shoulders.
And Golden State leads by 3 with 7:01 to go.
0-3 all-time in the play-in. But tonight, they had something different, a different hunger, a different heartbeat, and a man built for the spotlight. Clock ticking down, Jimmy Butler. Pull-up 3, cash. Then, brace yourself, he twisted through contact for a highlight reel finish that blew the roof off Chase Center.
And that, again, very rare to see that.
Butler got it! Oh! An acrobatic play!
He was locked in, jawing, flexing, and putting the Dubs up 13 with authority, and the show didn't stop there. Second quarter, Butler running the offense like a general, dished it to Pepsi, over to Eden, whipped it to Williams, and right back to Jimmy. Let it fly. Splash. He wasn't missing. Let's stop pretending. This isn't some playoff rumor. Jimmy doesn't elevate in the postseason. He transforms. And when that switch flips, Steph Curry usually isn't far behind. But this time he didn't just tag along, he exploded. Curry pulled up from another dimension, probably somewhere past Alcatraz, and made it look effortless. Then came the flurry. Moody with the dish. Curry runs the baseline. Fadeaway triple in the corner. Bucket. That spark triggered a 9-0 avalanche that sent the crowd into a state of delirium.
Curry will chase. Looney to Curry, Curry the corner. That is an incredible shot. Just an incredible shot.
But Ja wasn't backing down. He opened the vault and started unleashing magic. Snatched the ball clean on defense, bolted to the other end, laid it in. And then he pulled off the move. A fake, an aerial adjustment, and somehow the ball kissed the glass and dropped in. Just like that, the 20-point cushion shrunk to 11. Closing out the half, Ja got the isolation he wanted. Moody all alone. Time for a highlight? Not quite. Moody stood tall, stuck with him, forced the turnover, and beat the buzzer. An absolute defensive gem to keep Memphis at bay before the break.
Outside Butler, into Edie, around Williams.
Why not? Why not?
But then Desmond Bane came out of the locker room like he had a score to settle. Corner triple, pure. Next possession, twisting layup through a forest of arms. Then a floater in traffic. Bane erupted for 11 of his 30 in that third frame alone, flipping the game on its head and dragging Memphis back into the dogfight. And then, disaster. Morant hit a jumper, landed badly, and instantly grabbed his ankle, the pain etched all over his face. He stayed in just long enough to knock down both free throws, because that's who he is, before limping off, leaving everyone holding their breath. The Warriors scrambled, confused, disoriented, left D-Rex all alone in the corner. He pulled it, bang! Suddenly it was a one-point game. Just one. But Jimmy Butler wasn't finished making memories. He came down and buried his 34th point, slamming the door on the Grizzlies' run. And then we reached the final stretch, the fourth quarter, where games become legends. Ja returned from the locker room like he just sipped on MJ's secret stuff. First possession, pull up mid-range, knocks it down. Tie game, crowd stunned. Statement made. But then came the scare for Golden State. Steph drove through contact, kissed it high off the glass, got the bucket, but immediately winced, cradling his right hand. A thumb flare-up? Maybe. But this is Steph Curry we're talking about. Pain's just a backdrop for greatness. With Memphis shooting 50%, Steph answered the call. Again. Catch, fire, splash, ice cold. But Desmond Bane kept swinging. Chaos ensued. The ball pinballed around. Post kept it alive. Peyton saved it. Morant picked it. Fires to Pippen. Fast break. But Jimmy, like a blur, chased him down and blew it up. Then, Bane found himself in the corner, pulled the trigger. Cash. 1-point game again. Clock dipping under 5. Everything on the line. And Jimmy, he smelled blood in the water. Shot clock down to 6. Butler rises. Over Payne bucket. That's 38 for Himmy. And he wasn't blinking. What followed was pure chaos. Misses, scraps, players crashing to the hardwood. Both teams swinging like prize fighters. But neither could land the knockout blow, until Steph and Draymond turned back the clock and broke out the signature set. Butler drew the trap, zipped it to Draymond, Dre swings it to Curry, bang, dagger. A triple that shoved the lead to 5 and sent the crowd into orbit. On the other end, the Warriors executed a defensive masterclass, clamping down and forcing a wild heave from Pippen. It clanked off the rim, but fate wasn't done with the play. The ball bounced perfectly into the hands of Zagiti, who rose up and detonated a putback jam with fury. Lead cut to 3, the pressure, suffocating. And then came that moment. Crunch time, the Grizzlies breathing down their necks. Draymond Green scanning the floor like a field general, eyes laser locked on his partner in crime. You already know what's coming. It's Steph Curry, rubbing off the screen. One pump fake, then another. Defender in the air, Steph rises, releases money. He buried it, timeout. Are you kidding me? The whole arena shook. 2 fakes, 1 silky release, and the net barely moved. And look, I was waiting for him to hit the night-night pose right then and there, but for some reason, he held it. Maybe he sensed the chaos wasn't over, because man, the referees were just getting started, and they hijacked the final minute like villains in a plot twist. Let's talk about Draymond's 6th foul. Roll the tape. The official throws up his arm like he witnessed a shove from WWE, but the replay? Not even close. There wasn't a hint of a foul. And yet, whistle blows, Draymond's done, that's number 6, ejected just like that. Next possession, Butler coughs it up. Grizzlies are on the break. Then boom, another questionable whistle. This time it's Pompeki getting flagged. Why? For playing picture-perfect defense. Pippen goes up. Pompeki meets him at the summit. SWAT. All ball. Clean as they come. But with no challenges left, the refs cash in on the benefit of the doubt and award free throws. Memphis creeps within 3. Just 24 seconds left. Now Steph has the dagger in his grasp. That classic floater, go-to shot. He lets it fly, and it rims out. Then all hell breaks loose. The rebound ricochets off the glass. Moody and Edie are fighting for it, and Moody hits the hardwood. Everyone's tangled in the paint. Just a scrum for the ball. And then, out of nowhere, a third ref, who was halfway to Oakland, blows the whistle. Foul! On who? Edie, Looney? Doesn't matter. The call lands on Looney, and the whole Chase Center goes silent in disbelief. But the Grizzlies rookie steps to the line, ice in his veins, and drills both free throws. 1-point game. And maybe, just maybe, Steph saw it coming. Maybe that's why he tucked that night-night celebration away. He knew the drama had another act. Now Memphis has to foul. They send Steph to the stripe. And the chef? He delivers. Like he always does, Jaws chirping from the back trying to rattle him. No chance. Curry calmly sinks both. That's 10 for 10 on free throws, 34 points. And let's not forget, he's out there with a bruised pelvis and a banged-up thumb, wrapped like a Marvel superhero, still cooking. And now, the final shot. Memphis with the ball, down 3. Everything comes down to this. They go to inbound and they freeze. 5 seconds. Violation! They don't even get the ball inbounds. Are you serious? Poetic justice in real time? The same refs who tilted the table suddenly have to watch Memphis trip over their own feet when it matters most. And Steph? He walks back to the line, cool, collected, and seals the deal. Buries both. Game over. He finishes with 37, 15 of those in the fourth. The Warriors finally shake off the play-in curse that's haunted them since that 2021 heartbreak. At last, they punch their ticket to the postseason. Their reward? A first-round slugfest with the Houston Rockets. But now, let's flip over to the East, where the Orlando Magic played host to the Atlanta Hawks. And even though Paolo Banchero and Franz Wagner took a minute to heat up, this one was over before Atlanta knew what hit them. Trae Young tried to make a move, crashed into a blue wall. Denied. Caldwell Pope scooped the loose ball, sprinted the other way, kicked it to Anthony Black. Bottoms. Timeout Atlanta. And right after that, Cole Anthony checked in and lit the game on fire. Pull-up jumper, pure. This man was locked in. Step backs. Floaters. Thread the needle assists. Cole put on a clinic, dropping 26 points in just 20 minutes, shooting a scorching 59%. And Anthony Black? Cold-blooded. He put up 16 on 6 of 7 shooting and came for Trae Young's lunch, not once, but twice swatting his shots into oblivion. And then there was Wendell Carter Jr., the quiet storm inside. The Magic kept Atlanta at arm's length all game long, a double-digit cushion that just never vanished, and you could see it. Trae Young was frustrated, tried to go flashy, nutmegged Carter and hit a layup. Orlando fans? Oh, they were loving it. Up 20, they started letting the chants fly. Loud, proud, defiant. And that's where we'll leave it for now.